Hey guys, how you doing? We are the Dust Coda and you are watching RAMzine.
Vicky here at BST Hyde Park, and I'm with John and Adam of the Dust Coda. How are you guys today?
Awesome, we're very pumped to be here. It's lovely to meet you.
Did you do a Dave Grohl and get the tube in today?
For the first time, no.
I saw that he got the train to Glastonbury recently.
Did.
Yeah.
Did. Southwest Trains were very happy, weren't they?
Yeah.
Saw all that. Good work.
I must say, it's the first time that I've travelled via tube to get to a festival before, but it's quite a nice setup here. Shame the sun isn't out yet, but you know, maybe it will later on today.
Fingers crossed.
How are you guys feeling about playing Hyde Park, London?
I mean, wow. Like we were talking earlier, like, A, the location, the history of Hyde Park and the gigs is amazing, and B, supporting Guns N' Roses is just mental for us. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I mean, you know, you can go back and look at clips of like the Stones playing Hyde Park in the 60s. It's like, you know, it's not just something of the last kind of 10 years. It's like, it's such a historical gig to play.
Yeah.
Which is great. And it's supporting Guns, it's like perfect mix.
Yeah. Did you react when you found out that you were supporting Guns N' Roses?
I jumped up and down, called my mum,
Yeah.
called my sister, and did 20 push-ups.
I rang Axel and I was like, listen mate, I can't be asked. Like, really? Like, you've taken this long and now you do it? Like,
Yeah.
really? But, you know, he begged, I won't lie. He rang back 3 times and I was like, all right, I'll pull you this favour. So for the record, Axel owes me one for this.
Good.
But, you know, we'll pull in some numbers for him and it should be a great show.
I hope you told him to be on time as well.
He's good, to his credit, he's good at that now. Do you know what I mean? Like, I actually feel a bit sorry for Axel, but I mean, he kind of screwed himself a bit because he was that bad. But the past few years, I think he's been quite good. So
Yeah. I wanted to talk a bit about your track, Road to Hell. Could you talk a bit about maybe the concept behind it and how it came together?
Yeah, I mean, the riffs and everything, the arrangement came together pretty quickly, actually. I was just messing around at a friend's house. I just bought a new guitar and just kind of started working through it over a couple of hours, and it all just kind of came together. And then I made a demo, and then we, you know, the band, we all got together and started playing it. Lyrically, it's kind of like a bit of a post-apocalyptic look at the world, as though we're looking at the world before it becomes the end is nigh. It's kind of a little bit of biblical references, not that I'm particularly religious, but it's kind of showcasing the madness in the world that we're living in.
Yeah, okay, and that sort of ties in with the name of the new album then, Loco Paradise. I was going to ask how you came up with that as well.
So truth be told, if you ask any band person, 2 hardest things in the world are A, finding a name for a band. That's hard as hell if you don't want off the bat.
Yeah.
And then B, it's naming like albums and stuff. So it got to crunch time. The label we need a name because it's going to press. And we looked through lyrics and stuff, and we came up with these concepts and ideas. And there's a song on the album called Rock and Roll Paradise, and we're like, you know, that's us. It kind of sums up us and the chaos in the album. And then we stumbled across this word loco, which is one of the lyrics in the song Lovesick, which is a single that's out now. And we're like, loco and paradise, and loco is kind of slang for crazy in Hispanic culture and language. And we're like, I mean, just like, that sounds cool. Sounds cool. Done.
Makes sense.
Done. It's off.
Yeah.
Crazy paradise.
Yeah.
Crazy rock and roll paradise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it just kind of fit. So we kind of stumbled through it in the madness in a great way, and then it stuck, and we're happy with it.
I really like the artwork for the album as well. Could you describe what it is?
Well, it's an eyeball with eagle wings,
Yeah.
and it's got like eagle talons and a thunderbolt, and the band's on the thunderbolt, and it's flying through the valley of Loco Paradise. The chaos behind it.
Cool. So you're
That's what it says on the tin.
sort of creating your own world.
We kind of joked about it we were on the last album, Mojo Skyline. We were really spoilt. We had this amazing artist called Nick Dwyer. He does all the artwork for Beavertown, the beer.
Oh yeah.
So he just, and that one there was no brief because he was so good. We're like, just go play, go make. And he just came up with this amazing kind of chaotic scene. And then for this one, because that may have sparked and embedded something in us, I just scribbled an idea one day, and then I said to John exactly what I said to you. How about an eyeball flying with, you know, and this, and then we got an amazing artist called Alex Tilbrook, and he brought it to life. And like, boom, that's it. It's awesome.
Yeah, I really like the colours, and it's so vibrant.
Yeah.
That would be a cool T-shirt.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Good.
And another song that stood out on the album for me was Call Out the Dogs, and I wondered if you could talk through that track a little bit as well.
Well, you know, when I came up with the kind of riffs for it and everything, I was actually playing it like a Maiden song.
Yeah.
And I was like singing it twice as high. Call out the dogs. And I was like, I don't think TDC's going to go Maiden.
We should have done that.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't think we're going to go Maiden. So I thought, like, let's half time it, put a drum beat behind it, and see what happens. And so it kind of came out like that. So then I actually had this idea of like, from a vocal point of view, I was like, I wanted something that was like a cross between like Another One Bites the Dust and Another Brick in the Wall.
Yeah.
Part 3, I think, by Pink Floyd. So that kind of disco kind of crossover of those two songs. Obviously not ripping the songs off, but that was the feel I wanted. Just like that kind of vibe. And I feel like we got there. We kind of got this really fat groove in this big chorus.
Yeah, that's definitely why it stood out to me, but it's cool to hear of all your influences that are going into that song as well. Will you be playing that song today?
We're not, unfortunately, we're not.
yet.
But when we hit the road in October around the UK, 11 dates, that's our main tour for the album.
Yeah.
So the album's out in a week today, which will be amazing, and then we'll be sure to be playing it later in the year.
So what can fans expect from these shows? Why should they come along?
New songs from the new album. So, you know, we've got this amazing, you know, any band that turns that corner of a new album, all of a sudden your repertoire gets bigger, and it's harder to find a perfect set. But, you know, these songs, I think, in particular, we're pretty excited about playing live because they're just brilliant, and the way they've come out. So the main thing will be the new songs. You know, we're full of energy. We can't wait to get out there and play again. We haven't toured the UK properly in about 2 years since the last album, so we're raring to go, and it will just be, you know, full on in your face the Dust Coda the whole way.
Yeah. And what else can you tell us about the new album? When's it out? What's it going to be like?
7th of July comes out. It's a wonderful amalgamation of everything we love in rock and roll, and it's got a hang to it, it's got a feel, it's got a groove to it. It's got like a glue that sticks all the songs together, as bonkers as some of them are, and you might listen to one on its own and think, what the hell are they doing? And then you put them together and you go, oh, now I know what they're doing. It's a warm, grooving, rockin', beautiful, soulful record. 7th of July.
It is pretty good rock and roll, and people should definitely check it out. And if you could describe your band in 3 objects, which objects would you choose?
Is a tiger an object?
It's an animal.
A stuffed tiger?
Stuffed tiger.
Stuff like
Free. That's a great question. Crap. I would. Okay. Bottle opener.
Okay.
Spear.
Spear.
A spear.
Bottle opener, a spear,
Not
and
beer,
and.
Well, did we go with the stuffed tiger?
Yeah, stuffed tiger, spear, and a bottle opener.
I've got to say, that's not what I was expecting, but why not? I could have sworn you would have said like a Cadillac or, you know, a leather jacket.
Yeah,
we can answer questions like that.
The bloody free object question again, did us? Crap.
Well, thank you very much for speaking to us today, and I hope you have a brilliant set supporting Guns N' Roses today at Hyde Park.
Oh man, it's been a blast. We can't wait to do it. It's great being here, and thank you very much for having us.
No problem.
Thanks very much.